Good morning, people. We're at one of the oldest churches in Minnesota. It's actually called, what is it?
The Basilica of St. Mary.
The Basilica of St. Mary's. I guess it's one of the first.
It's the first basilica to be established in the United States.
The first? The very first?
The very first.
There's no other first. This is the one. And this place is so tall and huge. Look at this. You're tiny, Laura. Boom. Look how huge this place is. You know what? Montage time. Yeah. Welcome back. See, the Basilica was just amazing. Like, it was so cool to be around that much architect that dates so far back. Considering where it came from and what it did, that's a whole nother story, but still really awesome. Anyways, this is day one of the seminars we're gonna be doing here for a month. We're gonna go to a vegan butcher shop. Interesting, right? Let's go check it out. I like that the handle is like straight up a butcher thing. So, I bought bacon and deli slices so we can make sandwiches. There's so many things there, man. I wanted to try like the ribs that they had and the steak that they had. It's a little pricey, which I get it, vegan food. Not easy to sell cheap, I get it.
You didn't ask for samples of the other stuff.
I don't know. Maybe when we come back, we'll probably come back.
Hi.
I was here. So, about to have some of the best sandwiches ever. This is really good though, like they gave us some samples of the other slices that they had. Surprisingly bomb. So we bought pastrami and chicken. No, pastrami and turkey. Cool adventure for the day. I think we're gonna take off and go to the church early. This is like our 5th day. I have not updated you guys in a while, but we've been through a lot of topics and it's got me thinking about some things. So I was thinking about Jesus' parable about the sower and how some seed falls on the wayside, some seed falls on stony ground, right? Yeah. Right. Now, what we do as a ministry, we sow seeds, and we don't really get to see the flourishing of those seeds. See, we are one part of that mechanism of cultivating that seed and letting it grow and prosper. Music, for all intents and purposes, keeps the hearer in their faith and sustains them. It's almost like having a conversation with another spiritual person about spiritual things, but you can do it with music. See, but that's just one element. Every person has the capabilities to be one of those people that cultivates that seed. You have the ability to do that. And it's more than just us doing music. It's more than just David doing seminars. Wait, who is David? David Machado is the pastor that's doing the Revelation seminar here. He's here for 3 weeks where we go systematically through the entire Bible, revealing God's love. That's why it's called the Revelation of Love. It is every action you take every single day, how you interact with other people that do not believe or do believe, to sustain them in their faith, how we treat one another, how we respect one another, how we study with people of different doctrinal differences. Anyways, I'm gonna go on a tangent if you let me here. All I'm trying to say is you have a responsibility and I have a responsibility to cultivate those seeds, whether at the wayside or they're in the stony ground, whether it's the wheat or the tares. There's a work that needs to be done and we have to actually do it, along with abiding in the Spirit of Christ to be able to do it on His terms and His will. Moving on, we're in St. Paul. I guess there's this like free zoo and observatory garden thing we're at, and I'm wearing a hat for the first time in my entire life, but I'm really digging it. I've got the sun in my face like Laura here, in the shade. Apparently where we're sitting This tree keeps dropping acorns and they keep almost hitting us. So
They hit one kid right in the head as
right
we
in the
walked
face.
by.
It was funny.
But it's almost hit us like 3 times.
It hit me.
It's gonna.
You got pulling my hat.
I need protection.
What are you doing? In our spiritual walk, sometimes we are the seeds in the stony ground, where we are not very much rooted, and we are excited and enthusiastic for a time, but then can become complacent. Some of our spiritual walks might be very deeply rooted, but then they become complacent. They stop looking for the nourishment of the Word of God and the working hand of our Creator. There's a whole ecosystem of the animal kingdom or the city you live in, where actions and reactions are happening every second of every single day. Every choice you make has a reaction and a repercussion, so make every decision that you make worth the wild. And to loosely quote Paul, as he writes, "Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love, in honor, giving preference to one another. Bless those who persecute you, and bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice, and weep with those who weep. Be of the same mind toward one another. Repay no evil for evil. Have regard good things in the sight of all men, and if possible, as much as depends on you, live peacefully with all men." Yeah, and I thought my mirror was bad. It's all messed up. That's not